This is some kind of running warm-up that they're doing. Kind of take a look at them. Before they were running around the 4 mats, around the orange circles. Now they're going basically back and forth. You can kind of see them behind me now. What I like to suggest is explosive type of movements built into the warm-up, because our sport is a variety of, I don't know, 10, 15, 30 explosions in a mat. Single leg, double leg, and freestyle Greco-Roman, high crotch, gut wrench, ankle lace, back arch throws, and those are, they take about a second and a half. So I think you need long, slow distance type of work like they're doing here, basically for a warm-up. But also I always mix in explosive movements to train the mind and the muscles, so it's game-like, it's match-like, it's competition-like. Now you can see they're doing explosive type of movements, which essentially is head springs, forward rolls, which is phase 2 of this warm-up. They just did forward rolls on a crisscross the other way. Now they're doing handsprings, if you can see in the background there. And that's after you get the body warmed up 3, 4, 5 minutes, depending on how hot it is, and you want to start to put explosive movements in there. And the other thing is, because we have such a large area, 4 mats, you can use the whole gym, which just changes it up mentally, psychologically. If the warm-ups are the same all the time, the athletes become bored. That's a big part of training. To stimulate the mind, to get the most out of the athletes. There's a little bit of motivational work built into the warm-up if done correctly. So they just did a bunch of tumbling exercises, maybe 5 or 6 lines in a row on a diagonal. Now they're doing just walk under the knees, which gives them a little bit of recovery, slow down the heart rate so they can go to the next movement or whatever they're doing. So they're doing a bunch of different exercises, which is a good idea when you're doing a warm-up. Now they're doing back arch and then circle over the head. See if we can get a couple pictures of them. They're in the background there. Do a back arch right here, and then either kick over or circle. They're doing both. Again, you want to warm up all the muscles of the body, because in wrestling you use a lot of different angles and positions with the muscles, so all the muscles in the body have to be warmed up, and you got to be flexible in terms of being able to move in a bunch of different directions. So all of that needs to be included in the warm-up. Just as another motivational piece, when you get the whole group involved with chanting or talking, I think it psychologically motivates them to do a little bit more. So one person leads and the others follow. You can hear them behind me. You can see them doing all kind of different movements. Again, just a bunch of variety of different movements that you're going to do in the sport to the warm-up. Partial skills, but more importantly, what I want to point out now is the chanting and the talking that's going on. There's a psychological advantage you can get if you do that all the time. As an aside to this mixed training, most of the coaches that I've talked to in this particular national team training camp for the Mongolians, they're club coaches and they have men and women or girls and boys, so it makes sense to me, why not have a training camp mixed? Training camp boys and girls, men and women. Also, there's a huge team unity concept that's built into that. They all believe that they're, wrestling from Mongolia. You can sometimes split your teams up and then they have a separate identity. When you put the teams together, in my opinion, you create a much more cohesive togetherness identity, which is a large part of success in any endeavor. Change my vantage point just a little bit so you can get a different angle and kind of see the gym a little more. Also, they're working on top and bottom right now. It looks like them anyway. They're doing all kind of stretches for top and bottom, lower body extremity, upper body extremity, warming up the ribs and warming up the legs for leg type of movements. Leg rides and gut wrenches and ankle laces is an important concept, and you can throw that right into their warm-up training session. Right after they did that little pre-warm for the lower body extremity, upper body extremity on the mat, they go right into live. So that, just pointing out again, you can do warm-ups on your feet, but if you're going to wrestle parterre, you also need to do warm-ups for the mat. So you stretch the ribs out, you stretch your lower leg out, you get the mind and the body kind of working together. So when you do the parterre, it's not a shock. You're just not going into it without a specific warm-up for the lower body. So you can see them now wrestling parterre. These are live goes, 10, 15 second goes. It can be short, but mind and body are one, so you got to make them work as one.